for the GatewayPundit.com. Democrats have tried pretty much everything to shut down the appointment of Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the United States Supreme Court, but this was a new one. Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois basically told Kavanaugh that he should demand an end to the hearing. The Washington Free Beacon reports. Durbin tells Kavanaugh he should pause his own nomination process. Senator Dick Durbin suggested for the second straight day to Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh he should choose to delay his own confirmation proceedings on Wednesday. Durbin and Senate Democrats have called for a pause to the Senate Judiciary Committee's hearings on Kavanaugh until all public documents from his George W. Bush White House tenure are released, specifically from Kavanaugh's tenure as staff secretary. Kavanaugh said it wasn't up to the nominee to make decisions on documents, but Durbin responded the amount of documents they received on him would reflect on him and his nomination. "I think it's up to you," Durbin said, pointing at Kavanaugh. "I think it's up to you. If you said at this moment to the chairman and to the committee, stop, pause, hit the pause button. I don't want any cloud or shadow over this nomination. I trust the American people. I want them to trust me. I am prepared to disclose those public documents." Nice try, Durbin. Well, you can't blame a guy for trying. This is all the Democrats do.
For that discussion, and it's not for the nominee to make that decision.
Well, that's an interesting comment, because the way you are being presented to the American people, with only 10% of the public documentation that could be provided to this committee, is going to reflect on you and your nomination. And of course you know that.
Well, I guess again, looking at the nominee precedent, Senator, that was true in Justice Scalia's case. All his memos from 1974 to 1977, when he was head of the Office of Legal Counsel, a consequential time, at least as I understand it, might not have been disclosed. He's asked about that as hearing. Chief Justice Roberts' 4 years of Deputy Solicitor General memos, which would have been potentially...
So you're perfectly fine with this notion?
I said I am... it's up to the chairman and you and the committee, the Senate, and the executive branch.
In fairness, Judge Kavanaugh, I think it's up to you. I think it's up to you. If you said at this moment to this chairman and to this committee, stop, pause, hit the pause button, I don't want any cloud or shadow over this nomination. I trust the American people. I want them to trust me. I am prepared to disclose those public documents. Take Senator Leahy's line of questioning. He was not the only victim of Manny Miranda. I was as well. And I didn't realize that this Republican staffer had hacked into my computer, stolen my staff memos, and released them to the Wall Street Journal until they showed up in an editorial. So now your knowledge of this, your role in this, we're limited to even discuss because of the fact that we are classifying and withholding information about your nomination. First is Mr. Bill Burke, who has some magic power to decide what the American people will see about your role in the White House. Then the decision by those who put your nomination before us to take 35 months of your service as staff secretary to the President of the United States and to exclude the documents. Then the unilateral classification of documents coming to this committee as committee classified in a manner no one has ever seen in the history of this committee. Judge Kavanaugh, that reflects on your reputation and your credibility. If you said at this moment, I don't want to have a cloud over this nomination, I'm prepared to suggest to the committee and ask the committee humbly, please withhold further hearings until you disclose everything. Why won't you do that?
Senator, I do not believe that's consistent with what prior nominees have done who've been in this circumstance. It's a decision for the Senate and the executive branch. Justice Scalia explained that very clearly, I thought, in his hearing.
Are you happy with that decision?
I do not. It's not for me to say, Senator. This is a decision, the long-term interests of the Senate and the executive branch, particularly the executive branch, are at play. Justice Scalia, again, explained that.
Unbelievable, but again, Nice try. You can't blame him for trying.